BLK Crypto Services is here to help you navigate through this tough bull market. I have seen it. Don't be that guy that loses money during a bull market. And what do you get with the free tier? Free tier, you get open chat discussions, top 5 token updates, breaking news in crypto, stock picks channels, and news channels access as well. Members only get a little bit of everything from the free tier plus a few little things from the premium tier. You get daily top 10 token updates, weekly chart analysis, token requests, and 10% off BLK merch. All access premium channels. You get the members only free tier plus more. You get daily trading and scalping targets. You get to see what I'm trading, what Crypto Lion is trading, the hottest, latest meme coins. We have giveaways, daily technical analysis, and 20% off of merch. So come join us. Don't be scared. Look in the link below to join the Discord. All right, welcome back. This is Bitcoins with Black Lion Kings. We are going to take a look at the majors. This is for members only until otherwise mentioned. This will be given out to the public a week later, which I will do the previous video as well. So we are going to start off looking at, let's go into it. This is going to be bookmarked, so feel free to sorry, I'm going to create chapters, so feel free to skip forward to the tokens you're looking for. This will be a comprehensive overview of what we looked at last week. Go look at last week's video, run it through at 1.25 or 1.5 speed, go through it. But this one won't be as long as that one. We're just taking a look at a lot of pretty much an update of where we were from the last time. And if we're gonna take a look at Bitcoin, this is on the 1-day chart. We're pretty much running a mini fractal, and something I mention to my group all the time. Most or every move is pretty much a fractal all the way up or all the way down, right? You're gonna get pretty much the same exact pattern within, say, a season or a cycle. This is the beginning of the 4-year cycle, and at the bottom in November of 2022, which go check out that video as well. When we started talking about it in October, we were saying, yeah, we're gonna buy everything under 20K, right? Because we don't anticipate it going any lower than 15K, 14K or so, whatever the number was. We ended up hitting a 15K bottom, and then we've been creating a fractal ever since. Yes, these fractals, this pattern is going on along this trend line, this trajectory. If we're going parabolic, the fractal pattern is going to look slightly different, right? This pattern from here to here and from here to here is pretty much the same as from here to here, right? These ones are sharper and coming down at an angle, right? It doesn't mean it's not the same pattern. When you're stuffing these patterns along a parabolic trend line, it's going to come out looking pretty different. And then obviously we get the breakout from here to here. As you can see here, this is pretty much the exact same fractal we are running. We even got the deviation low right there, right? We got the wick low right there, and you can see same thing, pretty much same thing happened right here. Yeah, we're going at a different angle, and it's creating a much wider pattern, which if everything was going as planned, you would probably anticipate the line, the support line to go that way. And so ultimately Bitcoin is going in this very similar pattern. Yeah, you can probably bring it down a little bit. Very similar pattern. We don't really want to trust the lines too much, but ultimately I just want to show you this is what we're doing here. So technically, if so only thing we need to know right now at the moment, this is the 1-day chart. So we had the big breakdown there. Then we had the big washout for the next 2-3 days. Then we trended up. Then we had another washout, break back up. We tend to hit this exact support here multiple times, or a few different times over the course of a few different days. But ultimately, this whole trend line went on the way up, right? As you can see that, basically creating higher lows, right? Higher lows and overall higher highs. We get to a certain point here from this flattened out level, right? from this flattened out level. These two bars being very flat and almost equal to each other set the precedent for, yeah, this is pretty much the flat level that we want to break. And you can see, you zoom in even closer, you got a breakout that's called the deviation high. We broke down to wipe out a lot of the people that thought we were going to go higher and didn't have stop losses or good risk management. Did another sweep high, but then we kept making higher lows, right? Our lows kept getting higher, and then finally we got a full candle breakout. Our candle closed the daily at, if you can see here, it closed the daily at 38,600, right? And then we trended up for another 5 days or so, right? And then we bull flagged sideways, and that's what we're looking for right now. So we're gonna take a fractal of that. Let's see. We're gonna take a fractal of Bitcoin's probably the most important one. I'm gonna spend more of the time on this one because the market is following where Bitcoin is going. So we got the breakdown there. Then say what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 days later. Let's count this as the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We got the move up, right? Oh yeah, new all-time highs. Oh yeah, great, wonderful, right? But then the next few days we trended lower, right? We had to wash the highs. The people were getting too excited, too exuberant. People were going 100x, 125x, 200x. Wash them out, create liquidity, bounce a little bit lower. We can even measure out exactly where we bounce from, right? Use that as the high, and look at that, 786 move to the dot, and then we broke back up. So can we expect the same thing? This is analysis. I'm doing this analysis on the spot. So now we understand that, sorry, we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, exact same spot. We can fractal that exact same level, and we can hopefully expect that after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 11 days we'll be at another high, and that high will mark out almost the level of where we're going to go to. So let's take this fractal. If I can grab it, yeah. We're going to take this fractal and we're going to add it up here. Let's get rid of this one. This one, actually, yes, we have to go back into that real quick. 4 hour. This fractal, we didn't get lower lows like I thought we were. We kept making higher lows. That's fine. That's great. We're breaking out. We're going up. Ultimately, we want to hit one. We retested the top trend line 1 time, 2 time, and we tested a high. We created a new high. That's the 3rd test of that level 3 times. Bitcoin likes to break out on the 4th, and sometimes when he's really playing with us, the 5th time up. So we are on the 3rd attempt right now, but that works out perfectly fine, especially with where we are trying to go with the fractal that we happen to create. So we go back to the daily. We go back to the daily, mark out the 10 days from there. Pull it up. Let's see. We're gonna figure that we're gonna break out. This is the high level from right there, 104. We're gonna figure we're gonna break out. Let's see. Let's try to figure this out right now. So we did 10 days. It's gonna be hard to say exactly where we're gonna go. Let's just say right there. So we're gonna say we're gonna have a pullback. Again, we marked out that we were doing what, 786 level from here to this level to 94K is the bottom. Let's double check that that's what we happen to figure out here. Okay, so we use this as the bottom, 35K. Yeah, so we can pretty much just eyeballing it, we can use that same exact level to figure out where we can go. Let's say we do top out here. We can figure out if we've really topped out there. It looks like we're getting a hammer doji. You have to read the different types of candle bodies to figure out. It helps you figure out if it's a bearish or bullish candle. It looks like a bearish candle as of right now. Obviously the day just started for Eastern time. The day started at 1 o'clock p.m. and the day will end at 1 p.m. So we still have many hours, more than 15 hours to go before this daily candle ends. But we could get a move up in the morning and then a move, and then we start to move down and we get like a hammer doji. It's gonna be looking like Thor's hammer type of thing, how it looks now. But ultimately, let's stick to what we were looking at. Let's say the 106 was the top for the moment. We could even go up to this level here if we're sticking to strict. We're sticking to strict lines, which I don't 100% believe in, especially in this fractal, this pattern. I don't think we are, but we could go up to say 108, 500 before we pull back, right? Okay, but let's say it's here that we topped out, and we're also using this level as the bottom here, right? It's the 1.0. Our pullback can be expected to be, right? We're going to just go with the zone since we don't 100% know where we're going to top out on the daily. We are assuming that is the top, or we are assuming we go slightly higher, right? Okay. With that said, we mark out the golden pocket, the 60% to 65%, all the way down to the 786. Historically, we went back to the 786 if we look back at the old fractal. And that would take us back to 97K, or with these higher lows happening, like I was showing in the last fractal that didn't play out, we didn't get an equal low or a slightly higher low or a lower low from this level. From this level here. We didn't get a touch back to this level. Hey, anything's possible. We could get another crazy candle going into here, and then if we get a candle like that, then we're definitely going to go higher. We can definitely hit higher levels, because that's a lot of this. I think that was 1.3 billion in liquidations that happened on this candle, this daily candle alone. We can get another one somewhere here. We can get one here. We can get one here. We can come, but ultimately, I think we come back down to 96,000. A little around 900 or so if this is the top. If we go a little bit higher, let's say we go to 108, 109, we keep 94,200 as the bottom, then that slightly pulls up our estimated target zone or bounce zone, right? We're still bullish, so until this pattern completely plays out. All right, so we can mark that out as the bounce zone, or we can mark out 96,900 or so, and we can make alerts for those levels as well. Right click over in the area with the plus sign, and we'll just rough estimate it. And then we have some old levels here. This 98,500 is a very important level from the past. We can come down here somewhere, anywhere within this box. That would be almost dead center within the bounce zone box. Let's bring that back up. And then we also have 99,800. We could get ran on the 618 if we're bullish. Again, 618 is the area we want to. If we drop down to 618, bounce up from there, very bullish. So if we bounce down to the 786, it creates confusion in the market, and we don't know if we could possibly go lower, wick lower, or just continue to pull lower to a lower level, or if we're gonna bounce up like we did in the last fractal, right? Okay, so actually let's get rid of that one too, since we're not there anymore. Right, so that's what we're looking at there. Let's take a look at the overall fractal just to keep an eye on what could be possible. Here's the beginning of the bull flag, and then there's the flag itself, right? So worst case, we want to keep our eyes on this possible zone down here, but for something like this to happen again, like the last video, this would have to be a black swan event, a full reset of the market. But then if we get that level, we are definitely going to a lot of experts have us going to 230 to 250k. If we get some type of move like this will wash out, I would say $3 to $4 billion in longs. So if we get something like that, then expect to go higher. It's not a bad thing. The news is going to say it's bad to wash you out of your position, but this is the area where you would want to buy back into. So let's take a quick pause moment there so we can mark out this video. We're going to clip this video. It's pretty long all by itself, 14 minutes. I'm gonna try to keep this under 30 minutes, so we're gonna go through all the other stuff pretty quickly. Ethereum's gonna be important, but we'll get the other stuff pretty quickly. And Bitcoin dominance, we're taking a look at that. The one thing this is gonna be quick. One thing I want you to keep an eye on for Bitcoin dominance is the BTCD chart on TradingView. Is that if you're using Market Cipher, then the money flow, we're going to get rid of the CBD. CBD doesn't really help for this type of chart, or the OI. Go away. Right. So the thing you want to keep an eye on. So we did get a bounce, and let's zoom in on that. Actually, we're going to go back to that point. Let's see on the daily. Let's try to mark out where we have bounced at. So far we used this as the bottom. Actually, we're going to use this. Okay, it's the old all-time high. Okay, so if we use old all-time high and current bounce, where we bounce from, let's go weekly real quick. Okay, if we go from that old high to this old low from the beginning of as you can see, Bitcoin dominance started to run up at the bottom of the market. It's another signal that we're going to keep an eye on in the future over the next 4 years. Then we only went up to, let's flip this, reverse it. We're using the 0 as the bottom since we're trying to find a move on the way up. We went to where did we go to? I'm not stuttering, I'm doing that on purpose. Where did we go to? Where exactly did we go to? I don't have these areas marked out in gold for no reason. Okay, we went to the golden pocket. It doesn't matter what chart you're charting out. It can be oil, it can be gold, it can be Bitcoin, it can be Bitcoin dominance. This is not a token. This is trying to figure out how much Bitcoin is in the market and how much of it is moving the markets, right? And so we went to the 618. So what do we expect from the 618? We expect to pull down to the 618. So if we use this as the bottom, now we mark out this level as the new top. Okay, that's the new top. We flip it around. Okay, all you have to do is copy what I do, and you'll understand how I think. And when I post the charts in members, then you'll have an understanding of what I'm trying to get at. We use that as the bottom, that is the top. Right, we hit 61.6%, which a lot of people were looking for. Okay, we flip that, and now we can expect to go to 46%. That's what we're looking for. Okay, so while we're having a bounce here now, we'll go to the 4 hour. While we're having a bounce here now, during this time, we don't need Market Cipher at the moment. But during this time, let's take a look at Market Cipher real quick. So we got a continuation green dot. We had the same type of thing happen here last time, then we broke down. We actually do have the money flow curving up. We have higher lows happening on the momentum waves, the blue momentum waves, right? And then we're kind of breaking up. Okay, it's gonna get wonky and sideways up here. We could get another breakdown, so as we could break out again, right? This is on the 4 hour. We could continue up, so let's say this is a bottom, so we mark this out as a bottom. This is how you day trade from here. I'm giving you a free lesson. You take a lower time frame like the 4 hour. You should start at the 4 hour. You should start at the day, honestly, but if you start at the 4 hour, it's a great place to start. Okay, you mark out the 0 as the bottom, and then you pretty much zoom in, mark out the area, the range that you want to trade within, right? You say, all right, this is the top. Obviously, we want to hit a top if we're going long, and there is the bottom, right? Okay, now we identify that we have hit the 382 2 times now. We had a higher low bounce, right? Started there, cluster there, broke out, came back down, retested. Again, you can identify What's the level? So now you say, oh, we got a higher low, so that's the new low, and this is the new high. What do we do? This isn't coincidence. This is the universe talking to you. Literally, the universe works off of Fibonacci sequences. Look it up. Just type in Fibonacci sequence science. Go crazy on YouTube, and you'll then have a better understanding of why these numbers continue to hit. Why you continue to see 618 hitting in charts even. It doesn't matter what we're doing. We hit the 618, we bounce again. So this is actually showing we're bullish. We hit 618 up here, and our little pullback that we had here, not necessarily a 618 move, is probably a 382 pullback from this bottom to this one, is only a 38% pullback. It's showing bullish. It's showing bullish tendencies for Bitcoin dominance. So now we bounce from here, and our expectation from the 618 bounce is to at least break past this level, and then honestly our next level is right here. Now you figured out, oh wow, so the best it can do, or the worst it can do from here, yeah, we can still roll over from here. Anything's possible. But if you're sticking with the technicals and using this as the way that you're day trading, or you're marking out your trades, then you have a generalized idea of how of where these charts can possibly go. If we don't, and now you go into your rules, if we don't hit the 618 and we start curling over and these red candles start stacking up on the way down, right? Say we hit here and then we come back here and we start rolling over, right? Now you can say, all right, for that day on those 4-hour candles, there are, let's see, from 6:30 a.m. for normal stock market, 6:30 to 1:30, we have what, 7:30, 8:30, 9:30, 10:30, 11:30, 12:30, 1:30. Well, for the Bitcoin day, you have 4 6-hour periods, 6 4-hour periods, right? So we have 6 candles of 4 hours, right? So if we start getting multiple red candles on the way down after we top out before the 618, it's probably bearish implications. And the next thing you're going to look for is to stay above this level and stay above this level, and that means we're going to be within a whole nother, we're going to be making this lower end a range, and in order for it to come back up, it's going to need to make a higher low from that level, or it's going to need to make a higher low from this level. Most of the time, if we're still bullish, which we are still in a bullish situation, we're 618 higher, 618 lower, and we're bouncing up, aiming for the 618 to 786 box, as you can see there, we can expect a deviation lower to snipe out, in a typical chart, to snipe out some over anxious people who set their stop losses lower. Snipe them out, and then we can start trending back up, right? Now we can start hitting the 618s, and now we start hitting the 786s higher. But to take it a step back, if we hit the 786, if we hit the 786 from here, that's very, very bullish for Bitcoin, and that could signify why this is important. That could signify that Bitcoin is ready to go higher as well, and most importantly, that most altcoins, 9 out of 10 altcoins, will not keep up during that small period. So then we would have to hope, we get a 786 during this pullback. Altcoins try to find themselves again, and then we end up going higher to slightly high. I don't think we'd break out again to past the 61.6, 61.7 again, but it's looking possible right now. We have to wait for this area to happen. We have to wait for this price action to happen. This could take, looking at the 4-hour candles, this could take, a week, 2 weeks. But things are looking bullish for Bitcoin. Obviously, new all-time highs today. But for me this week, I see that we do have a pullback. We hit this trend line at worst, and then we have a pullback. We can even have, because we got a series of higher lows, and a breakout from this level, and a breakout and solid body candle within this bearish candle here, and we're trending up. We could get, my original idea was 113, somewhere up here, before we get, a pullback to this level or this level here at 100K, really retest 100K. But for now, we're sticking to the technicals. We're waiting for a breakdown this week, and we're waiting for somewhat of a choppy sideways in this range here before we finally break out. And if we look at the fractal, right, we get this breakout here for the next 7 days. So I would say it'll take another 5 days for this to happen, and then another 5 days after that to fully break out. So that'll give us 10 days straight. It's December 15th right now, December 16th by the time you see this video. We're talking about a Christmas Day miracle where we see maybe 100. I still have 123K on my bingo card for where we are going to top out here before New Year's, right? And then as you can see, we get a trend line. You know, we get some consolidation action. All these flags are just consolidating, right? Wash people up and down, wash shorts going up, wash longs going down, and then we accumulate. Once the market makers have accumulated enough volume, so we get this deviation low below this structure, and then we go for a little bit higher. We can see this going into New Year's. We can see this going into January 5th from what we're looking like right now. Just a generalized idea. We could go to 130. I mean, let's say 123 to 133. Maybe we even see 150, and then we see a big pullback. This one was the high was 49K, and this low was back down to 38K. We could see we could go all the way back to 100K or whatever, or we could start. We could really start the wave. That could finish the first wave of the 5-wave moves that we are making for Bitcoin, that we could pull back all the way to the beginning of wave 5, which could be 66K. It could be it could be right there 73K. We could get a move pretty close to those levels. You don't want to go any lower than 78.6. Well, you don't want to go any lower than 100% of where we started from. So worst case, we can go back to 67. That'd be crazy. But we're gonna work on that at a later time, right? So let's get into, that was 12 minutes. Sorry about that. It did connect back to Bitcoin, which I wanted to happen. We'll go into ETHBTC next. A little pause. Going back into ETHBTC, this one's very simple. We're just taking a look at what are the possibilities for where we are going. So first thing I see compared to the last fractal, we marked out the fractal. If Bitcoin dominance is continuing to rise over the next week or 2 weeks, which it is very, very much possible, then we could see this fractal play out in more of a consolidating channel, sideways consolidating channel, as you can see right here. While Ethereum will go up, but not as much or as high as people anticipate. And then we're talking it going into January that we could possibly start seeing signs of a breakout from this channel here, right? Okay, and then possibly into early February. Then we talk about going into February into March. We talk about going from January into, let's say, March until Ethereum starts pulling liquidity from Ethereum. So I am expecting a channel here. I'm expecting a channel, basically not much happening for Ethereum over the next month or so until Bitcoin tops out. And Bitcoin could top out again. I'm estimating. I'm taking some off the table at 123K, but we could go all the way up to 150 before we possibly pull back. So that, not much has changed about what we talked about in the last video with ETHBTC. Let's bring Ethereum over here. And how does that affect Ethereum? Ethereum will see its moves up as we're seeing here. We're still expecting, we're going to connect this with the total 2. We are expecting a breakout from this level. We are currently at current price. This is the overall crypto accumulated chart with all the major exchanges. Current price is 23, we could expect a breakout from this level because we have 1 retest, 2 retests. This is well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is 7th retest on the weekly chart. We could see a breakout. We're also, what I'm noticing, we're breaking above this 60% level here as well. Stochastic is still coming up. RSI is flattened out. Okay. And the green money flow is still rising actually. So on the lower time frame, the daily, we saw a green daily 3 days ago, and we see it continue. You see how it's pinching up. You see how it looks like, oh, it's about to top over. It's about to pull over like that, and then we went up a little bit more, right? That's a very positive, very bullish sign. We have the yellow VWAP starting to come back up again as well. We have the, where is my, I guess I have to, we have money flow looking like it's starting to curve back up in support of the blue momentum waves as well. Go ahead and change colors. Okay. Very positive, and that's just on the daily chart. Again, we had, without overloading you, we had too much. We had positive momentum wave going higher, and it also looks like, I've really talked about this before, we also have momentum wave going higher on the top. So we are coming to a convergence to where ultimately, you don't have to look at this side over here, but ultimately, I'm just trying to make space. Ultimately, we are trying to see a bigger breakout to the 100 mark, or at least even come sideways a little bit, and then we'd get a red dot, right? And then we'd start pulling back slowly, right? But that could be after. Let's figure out. What forward again. We can go back to the weekly. Again, this was connected to total 2. Total 2, as you can see, has broken out above this level here, well above it. This is all the crypto minus Bitcoin. This is including Ethereum. So Ethereum, again, like last video, Ethereum follows the total 2. Total 2 is actually aiming for that $1.7 trillion mark that we have marked out in the alerts right there. The highest it got was 1.64, very close. Now we're trending back up again. So Ethereum follows the total 2. As you can see, the chart looks very similar. See if I can try to, right? See what I'm saying? Very similar. So Ethereum heads, we're lagging, but that's a great thing. You want to get into tokens that are lagging, so you can expect a move up. And again, we're just like last video, nothing's really changed. Taking this low, because this was marked out as a 618, I believe. We bounced up from here, we hit 618. Oh, now we're breaking out 618. We look at market cipher. Market cipher still, we haven't got any curving over, as you can see there, curvature or red dot. We haven't started to see these blue. We haven't seen the blue RSI or the stochastic start curving over either. We have this, the white part of the momentum wave busting open, and above the 60 level, we can expect higher. So we're going to mark out our next target for Ethereum at somewhere around 4,270 to 80 or so, give or take, depending on the exchange you look at. So keep that in mind. And then if we hit 786 and we have a full body close on a daily or 3-day above this 4,279 level, then we can expect to retest all-time highs. And hey, this could all happen before New Year's, or even a little bit after New Year's. Hey, even Christmas is possible from here, because that's only, what would that be, $800 per Ethereum that we would need to see to get back to almost 4,900. So keep that in mind for that, and that would be, for anybody who wants to know, what would that end up being from current price to 786? You're looking at a 7% move just on spot, and we go back to all-time high, you're looking at 22%. All right. So yeah, until that fails on the weekly, let's check the daily. Daily's breaking out as well. Money flow keeps thickening. The wolves smell the blood on the ground, and they're after it. The Ethereum market makers are after it, right? So that's what we're looking at for Ethereum BTC. Total 2, we want to see a new all-time high during this time as well. Again, we're just following this fractal. Lots of, as you can see on the weekly, that's a lot of green weeks. That's a lot of green weeks. After we broke all-time high here at 478 billion back in the heydays. Vertical line, whatever. Right? Horizontal, excuse me. Right? We had many weekly green candles for Ethereum, and that when Ethereum has that many green candles, that's great for all altcoins, even Solana altcoins. Right? All that money from Ethereum will leak, will leak back into all altcoins. Okay, what are we at? 34 minutes. All right, let's try to run through these. Speaking of Solana, we did not get what we wanted to see here because Bitcoin dominance is growing. Once Bitcoin dominance starts to grow, it's going to be hard for these altcoins to move up against them. The only positive thing is remove all the noise. Only positive thing we have here is that we did get a deviation, or a few deviation, well, just one deviation lower, right, from this level. We did get a deviation lower, which resulted in, as you can see, this level here compared to this green level here. We got a green dot reversal here up to there, right? And then we got another pinch lower. Okay, so that did end up being lower, but the thing we wanted to be mindful of is we got this momentum wave pinch happening here. And again, this ended up being, while we got higher low action happening from the bottom, we did get a pinch lower, and we got the crab claw, which is it is actually a bullish indicator. We got the crab claw, and then while we got the money flow starting to curve up from the end of it as well, and then we got the breakout. And you can also align all of this, the pinching of the momentum wave with the price action of the candles happening at the same time, and then we got a breakout right there on the next green candle, right? We got a huge, massive breakout, big wave up. Okay, so we hope not all hope is lost with this price action here. We're saying lower, we could get a slightly lower here in the momentum waves as well. So we could go slightly lower, right? We could go slightly lower and then get a bounce up again, right? That is very possible for Solana BTC. So we could see Solana struggle. All this is telling you is that the Solana USD price could possibly struggle unless there's a huge influx of USDT or USDC coming in that would offset any of this, basically Solana being converted into Bitcoin as people want to jump onto the Bitcoin bandwagon while it's going up, while all the news outlets are talking about it. Okay, so keep that in mind. We're not out of the woods yet, but it's not all hope is lost for this fractal right there. DXY has been doing its own thing. Powers that be, the U.S. government, and all of them, they have been putting pressure on all of the countries that have been subject to the U.S. dollar for many years and decades, and at this point, hundreds of years. They're gonna put pressure on them. We have this price action going on here. We have this range happening right here, and we see this is the range, deviation high. We haven't had a deviation low yet. This is on the monthly chart. We are getting some, it looks like price action is breaking up from there. Nothing showing in these levels that show anything different happen. We don't see any divergences happening from these last 2 years of price action. So it's pretty much just following the plan as expected. Green, we're starting to go higher green up again. VWAP, the white area anyways, I need to change change the colors on this level, or on this chart, but it looks like it's coming up on the monthly. So we could be in a long, so let's stick to the technicals now that I see what we're supposed to be looking at. We're gonna have to go all the way back to 2012 to say this is the bottom. We're marking off that is the top. We are marking that top is the range top, and that is the range bottom. Okay, actually let's keep it simple. We're gonna just say we'll have some small deviations there. Okay, we're gonna say that's the range. Come on, what's happening? Okay, we're gonna just keep it simple, pull it all the way down. Okay, so we broke past 786 sometime in September 2022. What was the pullback? Okay, we're marking that as the top, and we're marking this area as the bottom. So okay, we came up to the 65%, the golden pocket, pulled back, okay, 38%, pulled back, then we use that as the bottom, use that as the top again, we mark out a new bottom, right? Boom, we hit the 786 on the dot, we pulled back, we're using that as the top again, we pulled back say 50% or so, chopped around, we retested this zone here, and now what can we expect? We say this is the bottom, that's the top. We can expect to move up to 109 before we see any type of before we can even hope to see any type of pullback. But it looks like the powers that be that protect the US dollar, the world currency reserve, they're working overtime to keep this chart in a positive uptrend. If we end up seeing 786, that just spells high to me. In this stage, it just spells higher for the power of the US dollar. It hasn't affected stocks and it hasn't affected cryptocurrency, but once we get to that point where we top out in either of those two markets, then we will see the power of the US dollar taking over again, and we will see more price action heading up towards these levels, this level, and we'll take a closer look at that when we get there. But first we have to get to 109. Okay. Now for the bonus, we're going to take a quick moment, and that was the DXY. We're going to take a quick moment. Okay, now we have Link. We're going to go through this real quickly. Again, this is Ethereum Lite, but Chainlink is more closely following the total 2 than even Ethereum is at this point. Is it's broken out from its resistance level, $22.86, $23, however you want to see it, and we are basically still running what I believe is this fractal right here. Fractal here. I have to redo it because it's not there. Alright. We're basically running this fractal here. Okay. Where we go, we have that marked out. So we need to reestablish for next level. We'll give you the next level. Give you that much, and that's how this box was created. Right? We are still trending up towards 786. 786 is at $32. Okay, we create an alert on it. Okay, we take a look at that candle. We hit $30.96, $31 on, or $30.94, $31 on some exchange. We are still hunting for that $32 level and $31.94 level. Okay, that's your next level. That's all we're going to take a look at now for Chainlink. That one's free because we've been talking about it for so long. Okay, then what do we want to see from there? We mark that out as the top. Okay, as you see here, we kind of got some flag action anyway, so we do end up getting somewhat of a pullback. We use that as the top, that is the bottom. We zoom in again. We pulled back to we pulled back to, let's see. We'll stay there. We didn't quite get a 618 pullback, which is bullish. Right there and there, equal bottom test. We went to lower time frames and then we broke out again. So, and if you go to the daily, see if it keeps the same. Really? Okay. We got a pullback. Like you see there, we probably got a bullish divergence over the course of a 6-day period. Lower low, breakout. Right. So then we go into a few things I want to take away. I don't use these anymore anyways. So we just got a green dot from this level. We continue down. We got a green dot on the 1 day. We probably could have went to the 4 hour, got a better signal, and then we continued up for the next 30th to 16th, the next 16 days or so, right? Okay, so we go back to what we're looking at on the weekly. Mark that as the high. We're gonna select it. We're gonna reverse it since we're going down. We put the 0 on top, the 1 on the bottom. Okay. Mark that as a new bottom or higher low. Okay. Now we could expect a pullback from $32. I think we're more bullish than this. Don't get me wrong. I don't think Chainlink's gonna pull back like this during this period. But that would be the technical area where you'd want to see price action. I personally think we are going to continue up into this bull flag. That's just the technical area where you would look to buy if you are bearish, where you would look to buy somewhere under $18. I think worst case, we're going to flip this back again so we can find the 618. Okay, I think we go no lower than this golden pocket, maybe even a slight deviation lower. So you set your buy order according to the last flag we got in the last fractal. You set your buy order for $24.20, and then we ping pong through here, and then we break out again. Okay, so we're gonna leave it at that for Chainlink. XRP. Sorry, let's try again. We're gonna leave that at that for Chainlink. Now XRP, let's go to the weekly. We've just been consolidating up in this level here over the last few weeks, and we're just chilling. Now we do have, going straight into market cipher, we do have a little clip happening. We have overextended stochastic, overextended RSI. The blue is RSI. The purple and red is stochastic. But we do have money flow coming up. What we're going to want to see, it's still trending down, but money flow is coming up. We're going to see a convergence. That tells me a convergence is happening. Okay, it's very hard to see from here. Very hard to see, because we got all the lower highs up to here, and then we got a breakdown below, so it means we got a deviation lower, while at the same time we had this happening, right? And then we got a breakout. So we got a breakout and we have a continued breakout. And obviously we take a look at the charts, and that's where we had our little breakout right there. As you, obviously everybody knows. We pull back to the daily, just a flag. Basically a little fractal of what happened here. We flagged, held it for a few days, and now what we're to expect, the money flow is heavy green. Pullbacks are getting bought up. We have higher lows happening on the daily basis. This is the daily chart. We have that happening there. Now again, if Bitcoin does its pullback, we could see another a little shot down, but we're going to mark this out as the range high, range low, and we don't want to see anything lower than 190. We want to see something akin to $2 or a little bit more contained, right? So if we mark out where we want to see, mark that out as the high, mark that out as the low. We don't want to see anything lower than $2.15. We don't want to see, I mean, we'll put a buy order at $2.04. Okay, but we don't want to see anything lower than $2.04. So if you're bullish on XRP, which it's looking wonderful right now, and then that's the zone you're gonna put your buy orders into. Okay, that's all we're gonna worry about right now. Hold your position and keep your right. Okay, we want to probably see no lower than 230 and then bounce hopefully, or we get a deviation below this trend line and then continue up. But looking like we're flagging into a parabolic move. I've been calling a parabolic move on XRP since 64 cents. And it looks like that's what we are running into. This is on the daily, base 1, base 2, and then base 3 is going to come up somewhere higher. We want to see a move towards the all-time high eventually. We're pretty close right at $2.40. Nothing goes up in a straight line yet. You can zoom out to the 2-week and it looks like a straight line. Looks like a lot of straight lines, but you zoom in, nothing's a straight line. It's a nice little bull flag opportunity to accumulate more XRP. That's it for XRP. Now we're taking a look at DOGECOIN. We had Baby Doge on top of this. Now Baby Doge is having challenges of its own, so we're going to get rid of Baby Doge at the moment. We're not going to talk about it. That is a bonus that is being talked about, that is being charted in the premium group. If you want more than just weekly trades on the majors, you want to get into tokens that can possibly go 5, 10, 20, 50, 100 X's, you have to go into premium. I'm giving you these tokens that can possibly go 2, 3, maybe even 4x, but you're not going to be as happy as your friends who jumped into the best meme coins or the top utility tokens, like I've been giving in the premium group. The description, the link is in the description below for those membership tiers, right? So just taking a look at what we're looking at, it's pretty much the same thing as we were looking at for XRP. If you've been watching the cumulative video, the comprehensive video, we're just sitting in this range here. Let's go to the weekly. We're just sitting in a range, barely flagging, right? So we go back down to the daily, and now we know our range. Here's the range bottom, there's the range top. We had 2 equal tops, right? Worst case, we could expect deviation slightly lower, okay, or we want to stay somewhere above 37 cents. So if we stick with the technicals, we mark these out as the high, and then we mark out the next flag, basically where it broke out from, as the low. Again, what's the lowest we want to go to? Bullishly, we want to go to 618. In this environment, I think 786 is a great area to reload from. Set a buy order in these in the area between 22.5 cents and 28 cents. But if we're just sticking with the zone here, that bottom, that top, right, then we hit the 786 down here already. We've been accumulating above the golden pocket. Now we want to flip this around because we want to see which zone do we want to create. Golden pocket zone higher, 786 zone higher as well. Let's just take this, reuse this box over here. Ultimately, I don't know when it's going to happen. Estimate, if we're looking at Bitcoin, we could say, you know, over the course of the next 2 weeks. And here's your zone. This is what I'm giving the members only so far, between 43 cents and 46 cents. Again, I believe since we've hit it once, we've hit the 46 cent zone. Does that count? No. Once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times now. I think this was a big scoop down. A lot of people being overzealous, buying up here somewhere 43, 45, 46 cents. They got wiped out on this big wick along with the Bitcoin drop that we had down to 36 cents, and now we're accumulating up here on the daily charts. And over the next 2 weeks, or I would say over the next week or so, we could see a move up to back up to 45.5 cents, and then possibly into new local highs, definitely above 46 cents. Again, we're accumulating higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, right? Okay. And then we want to break above this little wick zone here, all these little price action here. We want to break above that on a solid green candle above the 786, right? Okay. And then what are we doing? This is a big ass bull flag. We're gonna have to zoom out for this. We're gonna mark out. I put my targets in the last video. Go watch that last video if you want the targets. May not talk about it here, but we want to see another, right? Let's just say from the 786 level, we want to see another. No, I just want equal. We're not worried about the percentage. We're just worried about the equal. So I'll take equal level. We're talking 84 cents. Okay, will we see resistance here? Probably 72, 73, 74 cents. But we're still looking at equal bull flag happening here. We're still looking at 84 cents whenever we're ready to break out. Okay, we're going to end it there for Doge. For the comprehensive video, thanks for watching. For just the Doge video, thanks for watching. And if you have any questions for the pros at Black Lion Kings, come join our Discord. The link is in the description below. If you want to join as a member and get these updates pretty often during the week, very often during the week for the majors, and I also throw some bones for some new tokens that could possibly go, your 5x to 20x to 30x's for what we anticipate for the end of this little bull market going into February, March, April. The link for that is in the description below. co-fi.com/blacklionkings/tiers. And we also have the premium group where you get access to all the channels, the long-term targets. You get daily day trading and scalping targets within the premium groups, and you also have access to the open chat as usual, and for the members group as well. If you have any questions, if you have any questions, you know where to go. Thanks for watching, and we'll end it here.